Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rena. If you're new here, then welcome. I've got a full face makeup videos for you today. Nothing too like tutorial, rather than just, trying a few things and talk about the Australian cosmetics that is super affordable here to see if they're really good, worth the money, and there are some hidden gems for sure. So without further ado, let's just dive into today's video. I'll get my bare face out in the next sec, and don't forget, if you like today's content, give me a like and consider subscribe down below. I do have these videos not very often, every now and then, so I can leave them down in the description somewhere if you're interested. Alright, I'll see you in a sec. Bye! Let's put on some Australian makeup on. I've got a pore minimizing primer from the designer brand. This one I've used a couple times and I actually quite enjoyed it, and it's actually really affordable. So it's a standard silicone pore minimizing primer containing vitamin E and all the good stuff, A, C, E, Q10 and peptide as well. I'm just looking for that pore minimizing effect, and I don't really care much about the rest for the primer. But I do think this one feels really nice on the skin, nice and hydrated. It's been a while that I'm doing makeup in front of the camera. I've got people working for my solar at home at the moment, so if you hear anything, that's what they're doing. It definitely feels a bit of that smoothness now. And then we're going on foundation. I've also got the designer brand's luminous hydrating foundation. This is not my favorite, but this is very popular and is well known, well loved by a lot of people. I thought I'll give it another go, maybe I'll find more love now. Quite liquidy, it's got a 15 SPF here. It is giving a nice luminosity afterwards, but it's not too glowy, which I actually enjoy. I think I'll go with a brush today. I've got this one from It Cosmetics. It's their angled buffing foundation brush. And then I might use a dry sponge just to tap up the excess if I apply too much. I have definitely tan, so this shade might be a little bit too light for me now. I've got in the shade 248 Classic Sand. I'll use a dry sponge just to pat things away a little bit. You can probably tell it doesn't give a huge coverage. I'll probably say around light, even if you try to build it up a little bit. I'm not going to bother building it up. I'll start using my concealer, which is the Australia's Fresh and Flawless Conceal and Contour. I've got in the shade Light. What I'll do is to drag it around here. Oh, this one. It's a little bit darker than I remember now. And then just cover maybe just a little bit here, a tiny bit. And then I'll use my sponge just to blend it in. I did just use the setting spray from Savvy by Designer brand, which is also an Australian brand, just to, I should probably use a brush here, to wet the sponge a little bit so it's not too drying. This coverage is sort of like a medium coverage for the concealer. I kind of towards to more liking it and wanting to repurchase, but it's not like the best, if you know what I mean. So I'm still not sure if I really will go ahead and repurchase another one if I finished. I'll use this foundation and the concealer together just to try to cover this blemish up a little bit more. And then to set my face, I've got something that I put into my project pan, which you guys will see very soon. Also from the brand, designer brands, their Hydra Set Translucent Losing Setting Powder. This is a wet setting powder. Dupe for the Becca wet one. It feels wet on the skin as well. I don't mind the powdery, although it looks quite crazy, but it feels very nice on the face. But it is quite powdery. That is probably why I want to finish finish this rather than keep it longer in my collection. I've got this fog in front of me. I'll go for a bigger brush. This one is not as wet as it used to be now. It used to feel super wet. It's almost like you're using a wet cloth and rub it around your face. Now it's a little bit more powdery. Let's go for bronzer. Bronzer, I've got something that I've never tried. I actually picked up during the holiday. It's the Mco Beauty Natural Bronzer Matte Pressed Powder. It does look quite stunning. So let's go with a bit of like stiff, narrowed, still fluffier brush, and we're just going to contour myself and bronze a little bit. It's quite a subtle color, but still relatively pigmented. It looks more obvious in the viewfinder than I see in myself in the mirror. But you really don't need a lot. They pressed it pretty well. So I've got, how big is this one? 16 grams. Oh wow, this is relatively really decent size actually. And I like the tone. It's not too warm, and the shade is not too dark or light for me. If you are very fair, I think it can do a very sculpting contour. If you're like yellow skin tone, then yeah, I think this side I might apply a little bit too much. So let's just buff it a little. I really didn't apply a lot. I used more of my clinic one than I used with this, and I think I can already see a bit of contouring and that browns here. While I go any further, I just want to quickly moisturize my lip. I've also got an Mco Beauty one, Peach Lip Balm Sheer Super Balm. It's the peach centaur color, so it's a quite thick balmy texture. I'll just usually wrap it between my fingertips. You can't wear this alone. It's got this peach scent as well, very strong, similar to the limited edition peach one. But I'll just use it as a base because it's quite thick in my opinion, and I would prefer something to wear by itself a little bit more lightweight, so a little bit more moisture but feeling less sticky. But if you have really dry one, I think you enjoy this feeling. And moisturization level, it's okay. So, and then moving on for the rest of the face, I've got the Seti by Designer Brands. They're Cheek Duo. So they're saying Cheek Duo, but it's actually like a cream cheek color and a cream highlighter. I've got a whole line, and I've used to test it out on camera before, but I didn't upload a video because it was not very success. So what I do is I'll just use my fingertip down a little bit and use my sponge to blend it out. I've got in the shade Rose and Shine, they've got two colors. So this is how the rose looks. Wow, I'm swatching here. This is so weird for you guys to see. This is the color Rose. It's very pretty, and you can tell it's not too pink, but you can build it up if you like a little bit. And because I'm wearing, oh you can't see, I'm wearing like a Mickey shirt here, it says love, so I think this shade is, yeah, fits the theme and all that. It blends so easily to your skin, and there's no harsh line because my skin is a bit tanner than I used to, so I think this color doesn't look as good as when I first tried, but I'm hoping, you know, the tan will gradually go away and I can still use it. And then on top they've got the highlighter. It's also a cream highlighter. This one is the Shine color, so that's pretty. Yeah, I know, I love it. The Seti Designer Brands Cream Blush Highlighter, and their Frost Sweet or whatever, that whole line is really good and is really affordable. This one's like $5 to $8 maybe. I remember the highlight being a little bit more dramatic than this, but I think this is actually giving me a quite neutral look. Quickly do my brows. I've got the Models Co's Brow Pencil Instant Brows. This one I received from Bella Box. I also got their bronzer as well, but I really want to test out the Mco Beauty one because I've never used it. The bronzer from Monocle, it was a shimmer-ish bronzer, so I thought I'm already tan enough, so maybe I shouldn't. But looking at today's highlight, maybe I should. So you know, that give a bit of shine somewhere around your cheek-ish area. I'm always having trouble with the side of the brow, like I couldn't do it properly, but that'll do. Moving on to, where are we now? Eyeshadows. I've got, and again, Savvy by Designer Brands one, but this time I want to test out this one just to see if I want to keep it or not. The shade that I got here is very neutral, which I love more than any other colors, but I just don't know if the pigmentations are really good. So I'm also going to use a eye primer. This is from the brand Napoleon Perdis. I don't know if they still have these lines. This is their white packaging, so they're supposed to be like beginner starters. So these are usually very affordable. They used to have these products selling at Maya, but I don't think they're still continue doing this. So it's like a mousse sort of texture, and I'm just doing it over my eyelid. It feels definitely got silicones in it. I used it a few times before, but I cannot remember if I was like really loving, hating, or did nothing. But I know this eyeshadow, if I don't use a primer to lock it in, it does fade away and crease. So I guess we can test both of these together. Second light shade here just to cover my entire lid. And then use the grey colour over here just to the outer corner. I'll emphasize my outer corner a little bit and then we'll see how we go. So that's just the deepest colour here in the pan. So this is like how the deepest goes. It's like super natural. I don't know if I want to keep this in my collection because I do have things like this, and yeah, I think the longevity wise this is not going to be my favourite. I do also bring to Australia's what is called their metallics eyeshadows, one in Gold Gala, the other one in the shade Guns N' Roses Petals. If you're here in Australia, you definitely know the Guns N' Roses ones. It's a very pretty shimmer. I don't know if it picks up on the camera, but it's very pretty. I wasn't sure which one's going to fit with today's look, so I got these two out from my collection. I feel like I might want to use the Gala one, Gold Gala. No, this one's called Gold Gaga, sorry. What am I even thinking? I'll use this one more on the mid of my eyelid and see if that can sort of just build up a little bit of pigmentation and make this eyes pop a little. Definitely brings a bit of like shades and colors to it. I definitely think the Australia's single eyeshadow saved the day for this one. My eyeliners, I usually do this off camera, but I'll just see how I go. So I've got the BYS eyeliner here. This is their Barbie collection One Day Tattoo liquid eyeliner pen. I do really enjoy this. I haven't been using this for a little while, so I'm hoping like the ink and everything they're still okay. Alright, so it's just like pen sort of looking, and I'll do my eyes and I'll put the back. A very simple eyeliner, nothing too much, just a tiny wing. And then let's just get the lashes done. And I want to test it out. The OXX Studio mascara I've got in their volumizing mascara in the shade 02 Brown. It's a very big wand, but I just want to see how it goes. I used it a couple times before. I think it's okay, but I kind of like forgetting about it. I definitely feel like my lash has been dragged every time when I use it. I don't think it's like super volumized, but it feels like it adds a little bit to it. So I'm gonna see how it holds with the curls, if it smudges around my eyes. And the last but not the least is a lip color. I've just got a High Shine Lip Gloss from BYS, their Barbie collection as well. I think they do still have their High Shine Lip Gloss from the regular line. Might not be this exact color. I'll go for my, oh sorry, Big W House Brand Lip Crayon, which is no longer available. So I'll just quickly do this. And I'll add the High Shine on top of it. Oh, this color looks a little bit dark in the mirror. I mean, in the camera. The High Shine is giving an iridescent scent. Color shift. Like the lip gloss itself, if it shows any color when I swatch it, it's quite pretty. I think the color that I put underneath is probably not the best. If you feel like I'm a little bit not so concentrated today, it's because they're working on it and then they're not doing great. So I'm not happy about everything that's happening outside, but I also do wanting to put on some makeup with you guys and testing out this Australian product. These are all in Australia and these are all Australian brands, so they're mainly very, very affordable. No single item is more than like $20. I think this is the most expensive one. So I do really pretty much enjoyed everything. There's a bit of here and there, especially with the eyeshadow, but yeah, I think that is all for today. If you have any Australian makeup product that you think is really good and you want me to try out, please leave a comment down below. Anyway, enough rambling. I hope you guys are having a great day. Stay safe and stay positive. And you can also check some of my other videos if you're interested or like my video style. I do a lot of sunscreen, skincare reviews, shopping hauls and all that. Yeah, that is all for today. Let's see you guys in my next video. Bye.
With you, I can be sad.